Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I rise in support of my bipartisan amendment to require the Director of National Intelligence to report on Iran's support for proxy forces in Syria and Lebanon. I thank my colleague from North Carolina, Mark Meadows, for his partnership in this endeavor, as well as Kirsten Sinema and Norma Torres for co-sponsoring this amendment as well. Iran's destabilizing activities in the Middle East are no secret, and of late their malign influence has grown dramatically across the region, including in Yemen, Iraq, Lebanon, and in Syria. Specifically with respect to Syria, Iran is menacingly working to develop a permanent foothold in the country, increasing the threat to our key allies, Jordan and in particular Israel. They are also assisting terrorist groups such as Hezbollah in supporting Assad. Battle-tested Hezbollah fighters are subsequently returning to Lebanon more capable and more dangerous than ever before. Additionally, with assistance from Iran, Lebanese Hezbollah has been able to amass nearly 150,000 rockets and missiles on the border with Israel. This figure is a staggering increase from the roughly 15,000 rockets they had in 2006. Iran has exploited several means of transferring weapons to Hezbollah, including by land and air. Israel has often targeted these transfers to stop the weapons from reaching Lebanon. To eliminate the susceptibility of these transfers to interdiction, Iran is reportedly building missile production facilities in Lebanon to enable indigenous rocket-producing capability for Hezbollah. A domestic missile production capability in Lebanon would enable Hezbollah to more easily continue to build its rocket arsenal, not only with more weapons, but more sophisticated, more deadly weapons, and with less reliance on risky transits. That is why I'm offering my amendment today to focus our intelligence community on this urgent threat. A DNI report would help us better understand the extent of Iran's support for terrorist proxies such as Hezbollah and the threat this support poses to Israel and other U.S. regional allies. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting this important amendment. And with that, I would like to yield the ranking member as much time as he may consume.
The gentleman from California is recognized for as much time as he wishes to use.
I thank the gentleman for yielding, and I'm proud to support the amendment offered by Representatives Schneider, Meadows, Torres, and Sinema. It is imperative that our intelligence, armed services, and foreign affairs committees with oversight of Iran's role in Syria and Lebanon stay informed of proxy forces operating there and the strategic threat posed to Israel, our other allies, and our nation's interests in the region. Requiring that the Director of National Intelligence report on areas such as arms transfer from Iran to Hezbollah and other militias, weapons facilities, supply chains, and financial capabilities will help us gain greater understanding of nuclear, biological, and chemical weapon proliferation in the region. I thank my colleagues for offering the amendment. I appreciate Mr. Schneider's leadership on this issue, and I urge the House to support it, and I yield back.
Thank you.
Gentleman from Illinois reserves.
I reserve.
Who seeks time?
Mr. Chairman, I claim time in opposition to the amendment, though I'm
Gentleman's
not opposed.
recognized.
I reserve.
Gentleman reserves his time. Gentleman from Illinois.
Thank you. I urge my colleagues to support this amendment, and I will yield back the balance of my time.
Yields back his time. Gentleman from California.
Mr. Chairman, I also urge support of the bill, or support of the amendment, and I yield back the balance of my time.
And the gentleman yields back his time. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Illinois. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. Opinion of the chair. The ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.